with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Hope everybody had a happy new year. All right, we're going to start this off before public comment with a public hearing regarding the Village of Airmont and its franchise agreement with Cablevision. Briefly, Mr. Clerk, could you explain to the public just briefly what the franchise agreement is to a municipality?
Sure, good evening, Mayor, good evening, members of the board. The franchise agreement is basically a right-of-way agreement that allows us to use your rights-of-way to provide service to our customers. And in turn for that, there are things like franchise fees. The agreement dictates all of that. It's really driven by the state. Public Service Commission dictates the rules. FCC has some rules. So we have to follow the village codes, ordinances, laws. We have to get proper permits. It's not exclusive, so other cable operators can come into the market. Franchise fees are paid. There's grant involved. Under the new agreement, the village will be getting free internet service to the village hall. So it's we try and work with the communities to provide some benefits in addition to providing service.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'd like to, does anyone want a motion to open the public comment on the franchise agreement?
I'll make that motion. Just notice 10-year agreement. Right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's standard.
Trustee Valvo made a motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Cohen seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the motion carried, and the public hearing is now open regarding the Cablevision franchise agreement with the Village of Airmont. Does anybody in the public like to speak or comment? No one? All right.
Everybody's happy with their cable? Okay.
They didn't say that.
All right, then I have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Trustee Cohen moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Trustee Valvo seconded it. Any discussion?
Discussion, not on that, but discussion on the next motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. The public hearing is now closed. Okay, so you want to do the resolution now, or you want to do it after public comment? It's scheduled for after public comment.
We already had the public comment.
No, it was the hearing.
I see.
Next is public comment.
I think we should do it now.
All right, so let's do the resolution now. Okay. Do I have a motion to authorize me, the mayor, to execute the franchise agreement between the Village of Airmont and Cablevision Systems Long Island Corporation? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Trustee Marchesani made the motion.
Second.
Just for the record, it's going to be the Cablevision. It's going to stay under the same name, so it'll be Cablevision Rockland Ramapo LLC.
Cablevision. Okay, so we need to amend it.
Yeah, I'll
Cablevision
submit amended version.
of Rockland and Ramapo
Right, LLC.
LLC.
Was our other one the same way?
Pardon me?
Was our other contract the same way?
Yes. I just
No,
grabbed
okay,
the
no,
wrong one.
okay.
So,
Okay,
I apologize.
motion is amended.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, just for the public's knowledge, this has been going on for about 21 years in the village with the contracts we had. When we first started the village in 1991, we had franchise agreements going back for 10 years, and this is just a continuation of what we've been doing for the residents in Airmont, and this is just the same thing we have been doing since 1991 going forward.
I was just wondering, how did you decide that the internet service to the village is free, but not the cable?
The cable is free. There is free video service to the village hall under the agreement.
I meant cable television.
That's what I'm saying. Cable TV. There should be free cable TV to the village hall. And then in the last 10 years, as the internet service started to become a product of ours, we started under the renewals giving it free to the village halls also.
Okay.
So it's new.
Okay. I remember, Lisa,
Yes?
I thought we have invoices from Cablevision for cable, don't we?
Well, these boxes you gotta pay for, correct?
Yeah, there are. If the boxes,
Service is free.
it's one free drop to the village hall. If you have additional outlets, if there's one in Public Works or another facility,
In other words, like it's
those would be
downstairs.
paid for. But one free drop per municipal building.
Okay,
I mean, we can look at the bills too if there's something, if you have questions about them.
We're actually going over now because of switching our, computer to the platform, so we're looking at them again at the same time.
okay, and phone service, any reason?
No,
for
we
that?
don't do that. Yeah, no. We just do video and internet.
Okay, and what about the public access, if we wanted, we have a gentleman here recording the meeting, if we wanted to put that on, cable vision channel, well, I guess that would be a public access channel or
Yes,
something?
correct. They submit the programming, they sign up as a public access producer, and they get into the schedule, and the programming goes on. And when they produce programming, we run it. And we try to do it on a fixed schedule, so it'd be like Tuesdays at 7. You know, producers like to have a fixed time, so we work them into a schedule.
And how does that exactly work? He just drops the file down to you?
There's an application process that he would go through with the Cablevision office, fill out the application, name, address, phone number, that type of thing, and then get into the schedule, and then just deliver the disc or the tape to us, and we play it.
Okay, thank you.
And it's very simple.
Excellent. Okay. Any more
But it
discussion?
would go through the village clerk, not an individual, is that correct?
It could go either way. It could either be submitted by an individual, anyone can do it, or it could be submitted by the village could do it. Whatever works.
Okay, any more discussion? We're good?
Good.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Okay, at this time, I'd like to open up the,
Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you, Mr. Clark.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I'd like to open up the, public comment portion of the meeting. So, is anybody in the public like to speak?
Any,
Sir.
you're on this topic, or?
Any topic,
Any
okay.
public comment.
I'm gonna jump in then.
Sure, name and address,
With both
please.
feet, as usual. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Happy New Year, everybody. If you remember, I'm John Salviani from
Yes, sir.
Farview Terrace, and I just wanted to update that we are going ahead with the Airmont Day.
Wonderful.
And I was wondering, we had talked about certain days, and I was wondering if you had decided, I had talked about May 22nd. And if that looks good, I'd like to go forward with the planning.
That's the Sunday before Memorial Day.
It's,
Well,
it's
not-
after,
Two Sundays before.
after Mother's Day, before Memorial Day. I know there's been discussion about doing it in the fall. Lisa and I talked about
spring
different
is
dates,
much
but
better
there was
right
something
there.
we came up with that didn't seem to interfere with anything else.
20 seconds is good.
I haven't checked the availability for Cherry Lane School, so I was waiting to hear if that's okay, I'll do that.
I'm good with the 22nd. Well, Cherry Lane, do we have to check with,
Have to check.
Yeah, if there was a problem with the access, I'll come back and we'll get another date.
Sure, sure.
Alright, you also have to check with the town to see if you can get the stage.
Oh, okay, okay. There's a lot of things I gotta do, I gotta get the date first.
And Mr. Salviani, you can use me as a contact, but,
Yes.
you know, for the board if you know.
Yes,
If you so
yes,
choose, if you have any questions.
Yeah, and I have some people already, Lisa Ann had provided me with some names of people who want to be on the committee. So once I get a date, I'll get a committee meeting going, we'll give you an update.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Very good.
Perfect.
Is that a good day for everybody?
It's great.
22nd?
Good for
Yeah,
me.
fine. It's my anniversary.
Perfect. Mr. Cohen, we're gonna celebrate that.
Celebrate, your free
Very
food.
good.
And my son's birthday.
Excellent. Well, another
Maybe,
reason to celebrate.
maybe if you wouldn't mind, me, you know, if you, once you start getting a little
Yes.
together and you need to find out like budgetary basics, you know, like.
That would be my next step.
We can
We
talk.
talk about budget. I know
Sure.
you had established something.
Mhm.
But, I just wanted, I wanted to get to the meeting, you know, now in January, so we get some planning going. But I'll give you an update.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
All right, anybody else?
Can you donate money for Air Monday?
Oh, I don't see why not, sure.
Yes, in fact, that's a good point I wanted to bring up to Ms. Saliani. And we haven't done this for many years, but when we first started Airmont Day, we used to have members of the committee actually ask for donations from our local businesses, either in product or cash as well,
Great.
or prizes, which we used to give away in like a lottery.
Sure.
I will donate $1,000 for Air
Oh, wonderful. You know what, we'll keep you updated with the, you know, if you wanna get Mr. Salviani, or if you wanna contact Lisa and find out what days
Yes.
they're gonna meet and work all out the
Yeah,
details,
Yeah,
so.
we'll come here some night and we'll have a meeting.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing, we also used to have some kosher food as well, and that was provided by Rabbi Fink from, but I don't know if he's still around, that was from Camp Regish.
No, he's still around.
You still around?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
But I don't know if he still wants to do it, so you have to.
I think,
You might wanna talk to him.
We had some possibilities for the previous contacts for the last time, I think. Lisa Ann had some contacts on the last time, so I would probably
Okay.
use that as a starting point. But
Okay.
I'll be in touch.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else, public comment? No? All right, so we're gonna close the public comment portion of the meeting and, how's it gonna let the kids go? We're rolling through, it's only 10. Sorry, kids, we're gonna keep this a little longer.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Here's a couple of resolutions for you, all
You
right?
gotta stay at least a half hour.
All right, next resolution. This is to set the public hearing for the CDBG, which is the Community Development Block Grant. Public hearing set for January 19th, 2016. Let me just look for the motion, oh, here it is. Okay, actually, I'm gonna ask, Mr. Whipple, is there anything on the,
Not yet.
not that, okay.
There
So-
will be.
So, if you wouldn't mind, this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is a grant from the county to do improvements?
Feds,
Oh, it's a federal grant to do improvement, okay.
through the county.
Gotcha, okay. All right,
How
so,
much are we talking about? We don't know.
No,
Okay.
unknown.
Any idea how it's determined? Per village or town or
Yeah. Percentage wise.
percentage of what?
In other words, if you're low income, you get a higher percentage.
Okay.
and in the past, the sidewalks, I believe, over by Pondview, was that part of the grant?
It got thrown out.
Oh, it did, okay. So that wasn't part of the grant then? All right.
Mhm.
All right, so, do I have a motion to set the public hearing for, January 19th
Motion.
at 7:30 p.m.?
Second.
Motion by trustee Marchesani, second by trustee Cohen. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All right, motion carries. Next one. Okay, so setting public hearings for proposed and updated local laws. All right, so this is gonna be one at a time, I guess. There's 5 local laws. Just so everybody, just so the board knows, I'm still receiving feedback from board members. I have not yet received the engineer or planner's notes or our board, zoning and planning board attorney's notes yet. So it's still a little bit in, I guess it's still a little,
This is
little
relative
bit
to,
molding going
This is-
on.
relative to all of these or relative to tree maintenance?
I haven't, I'm getting for 3 so far. I haven't heard anything for architectural review or for,
Okay.
or for, electrical. I don't know, I think it was 4 of them.
So, for things like, say, tree maintenance and rental registry, are we pretty much ready to go?
No,
Okay.
no, but we will be. So what I'd
Why don't
like
we
to
set the
do,
same date?
actually, I'd like to set it for the first meeting in February.
Okay.
I think we'll have everything together by the workshop, and then at the workshop, I'm gonna make sure everybody has all the changes, and then the thing is, we're gonna have to decide, cause, you know, when I gave it out to everybody, we all looked at it, and, now we're gonna have to take everybody's changes and take them into consideration, so some of them, you know,
Right, so we need a workshop.
like, with one of the, with like, you know, one of them has inspections, somebody, you know, I think we decided it was every 2 years, somebody wanted twice a year, someone wants once a year, so it's, we gotta talk about that.
Well, what do other municipalities have? Do they have, I thought this was gonna be mirrored to Montebello, what they've been
You're
doing.
talking about tree laws now, correct?
What you're saying, one,
Nyack was gonna lose.
This one's under Nyack.
so what is it, what is this? Because we never had it, why don't we just mirror one of them?
No, we did.
So why are we
We did.
debating if we never
Some
did
people
it?
are coming up with comments, and we can just throw them out.
No, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that we could always amend it once we get it in place. You know, like you said, you made the other law, the, whatever you call it. Right. So the point I'm trying to say is if you do it, you can always amend it unless it's something serious. First of all, is the attorney involved in this? Is Benedict involved in this? Have you read all these laws?
Yes.
And if he has any legal problems, that's what my main thing would be, rather than the attorney, the trustee. But like I said, we can make the public hearings, and we could go with it, but we don't have to vote on it the same night, you know that. We could always
We're gonna
amend.
continue it, yeah, I
Exactly.
know. I think the majority of them, maybe if not all of them, will be ready to be voted on by the 1st of February.
Would it be more prudent that we meet at the workshop in January, just to highlight some of it, very quick, the other 5, and then in February?
We can make it whenever and just keep continuing.
No, I'm just saying, just to review what you're saying, so that on February's meeting for the public hearing, we have a little more idea to go forward for the public.
And one more note, that's not a bad idea, and one more note, we have to send the final one to the county for the GML. And then that takes 30 days to get back.
So make it for March.
If we don't have the final to give to them,
That's
because
what
we're
I'm saying.
still playing with it, that's why I was thinking February would be good for the public hearing, but we can always continue the public hearings, remember, if we don't have the GMLs yet.
Then what I would say, to be fair, Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, I would do it in March 1st meeting, so we have all the ducks in order, and be able to approve it with the GML going forward in the county, which will be 2 months from now.
March 1st? What do you guys
All I'm
think?
saying, because
What do you
if
guys
the
think?
GML don't come back in 30
For the
days,
public hearing.
On 7.
It wouldn't be March first.
March 7.
no, I mean
The
March,
first
whatever
meeting,
is March.
first meeting in March.
I mean,
I mean, it's just for the public hearing. Oh, yeah, but then we can adopt it right after the public hearing.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you wanna get it done, so.
Maybe done before
that's
the
what I'm
spring.
saying.
I'd love to get it
Before
done
summer
before the
sets
spring, yeah, absolutely. So the first meeting in March is the 7th. Okay, so then we can do the
Right.
7th, that's it. Okay, so we have, I guess we have to do, Tony, we have to do 5 individual motions here? I can do one motion to set all of them.
I would prefer to have 5 different motions,
Okay,
this way we have it clear.
alright, so let's get this quick out of the way. Okay, first motion, to schedule a public hearing for March 7th at 7:30 PM. Where am I here?
Tree maintenance and management.
Is that the first one? Yes. Amending section 195 titled Trees, adding article 3 addressing tree maintenance and management. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next motion. Motion to set a public hearing on March 7th at 7:45 PM regarding local law, we don't have the number yet, 2016, adopting the Village of Airmont's rental registry. Do I have a motion? Motion.
Why don't we do it, why don't we,
5 minutes apart?
I'm really optimistic.
This is 7:30. Alright, so then, I'm sorry, I'll amend it at 7:35 PM. Adopting the Village of Airmont's rental registry. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
let's establish this 2016 on that motion, not just the date, for March 7th.
Yeah, I'm sorry, March 7th, 2016.
For both.
Motion for trustee Valvo, seconded by trustee Marchesani. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next motion, set a public hearing on March 7th at 7:40 PM regarding the, oh, this is long, it's actually the soil erosion. It's a soil erosion, local law regarding clearing, filling, excavating.
Could I just make a notion, isn't that amending that one? We have that already. So,
To the amendment,
Alright, so then, alright, I'll
it'll
just
be
put it out.
amending the sewer erosion.
Amending section 91 titled Tree Removal, Clearing, Filling, Excavating, adding language to section 91.9, definitions, and adding section 91-3.1, which is general requirements, owner occupied single-family or two-family residences, adding language to section 91.4, procedure, and deleting quote, 4-day camp in section 91.3. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Cohen will have that one. Dennis, look at that. Now, Marchesani, then trustee Cohen. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, number 4. Motion to set a public hearing on March 7th, 2016 at 7:45 PM regarding adopting local law blank of 2016, amending section 97 titled Electrical Standards, adding language to section 97.3, allowing the village board. No, this is wrong. It's,
So why don't we just stick to the amending electrical
Okay.
inspection,
Right.
period, then we'll do the
Okay.
manual later,
yeah, alright, so,
instead of everything
the
else.
motion is gonna just say, set a public hearing March 7th at 7:45, 2016, at, regarding local law, amending section 97. That's it, right?
Right, just.
There we go. Motion.
Motion.
Trustee Marchesani?
Yeah,
Second?
Anthony, your turn.
Okay, I'll second that one.
Trustee Valvo, seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And the final local law motion, set a public hearing on March 7th, 2016 at 7:50 PM regarding adoption of local law blank 2016, amending section 5 titled Architectural Review Committee, adding language to define exterior alterations to include building color, amending section 5.9 titled applicability. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Cohen? Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All those public hearings for March 7th are now made. And now, this is gonna take a little while, we have a little discussion on this next one, so, you guys wanna, get signed out?
It's still not a half hour.
Oh, it has to be a half hour?
No, it doesn't, come on.
Well, this is gonna take a little while now, no?
It's not gonna take more than 20 minutes.
Alright, fine with me. Alright, one more motion.
And some of the guys came in late. By the way, do you
Okay.
guys need a, agenda?
Right down the table.
Yes, is the green light off? On top, just press green light.
Alright. Motion to amend resolution 152689 pertaining to accept the revised proposal from Fresh Ideas Consultants to provide computer services for the village of Airmont for a one-year contract at an annual rate of $4,140 with the ability to cancel for performance failure as per the rider. Do I have a motion?
Just to be clear, the annual
We'll do discussion.
fee is paid 6 months at a time.
Correct.
I'd like to make a motion to put table this into executive session because I read it and there's some things in there that I don't really understand. And I think it seems to be new board members should realize what we had prior to this.
Okay, you wanna table it to
Just
after
executive
executive
session.
session to discuss the
Is that
contract?
right, Dennis?
Well, I don't know if we need executive session, but I have some concerns about the contract. I don't know if that's an executive session item or not.
Normally normally we reserve contract, revision for executive session.
Tony?
Take time.
Can we discuss the body of the contract in the public?
This is not a negotiated contract. This is not something that would necessarily require an executive session. It would be up to the board to make a selection at this point. It's not something that you must do in executive session. It's an option? It's an option, really, because there's no real contract.
Well, the question I have to go forward is that we approved a contract the last time. Approved. Why is this on the table tonight, changing what we approved? We gave the mayor the authorization to sign the contract. And now, after reading what I read in, was the contract been changed, I thought maybe, I mean, I have no problem talking public, I never had a problem with
It's
that.
fine, I'll explain why. The last, resolution said it has to say 30-day cancellation. That's what the resolution said,
Okay.
and the contract doesn't. And they won't do that.
Well, isn't every
So you can't sign
contract,
it if it's not matching the resolution.
isn't every contract basically, we have the right to terminate, they go sue us, Tony? Terminate contracts?
You can terminate for performance.
Exactly, you'd have to have a reason to terminate, we just can't terminate willy-nilly.
That's what I'm saying, well, right, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying.
That's why that language.
So my question really is, if you're saying to me that there's only one language that you feel that you changed as the mayor, to put that in, and there's nothing else different from the other one, that's okay. I think
Just
there's-
that rider, that last page,
That's different then.
that's the only page that's different. Because the
But
previous contract,
was month to month, which I didn't know.
it was not.
No, it wasn't.
The previous contract was year to year.
Okay, now I'm wrong
With
again.
a 30-day,
Yeah.
with a 30-day cancellation.
Okay. I
No,
didn't
no,
know.
no, 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 the previous contract didn't have 30-day cancellation in
Did-
it. But when we made the resolution, we added, make sure you put
No,
in.
no, 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 no.
No, I think Ralph's talking about the prior.
Prior event.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Prior
First
vendor,
one, right.
prior vendor, yeah. This one we have two options, to do yearly or semi-annually
Well, that's just payment,
for
and
payment.
it's an annual contract,
It's
it's
still
an
annual,
annual
correct.
You don't
term,
get any discount for paying it yearly?
no.
Then why would you do that? It makes no sense.
See, my question is, I'll talk about it, okay. In the other contract,
You don't have to.
we didn't, no, it's not that we didn't do it. It's just that I said we voted on something, but you're saying it was different, which we should have really known before we had this tonight. But my question basically is, it's saying here that we have to purchase everything through this person. I don't believe the other contract said that. Am I correct, Lisa, or incorrect? With the first guy we had. And the first guy we had, because this is a one-year contract, we had it for 5 years, and if I'm not mistaken, there was no raise in 5 years. So I have different views on different reasons. Now, this may go up next year, may not, may stay the same. So I'm just looking at the picture on both sides. I don't know. I always like, as a trustee, to have the people come in and we can talk to them about A, B, and C, because right now we have just a contract, which I voted for, and I know the person very well, no doubt about it. But the thing is, there's different things in this contract that I thought the other contract didn't have. And I don't,
I also thought we had an RFP, I don't remember seeing a contract before, because there's many things in here that I have
I
a
have the
concern,
same,
I have a concern about that I would like to discuss. It's not only the 6 months.
Wait, just to be clear, the board approved this the last meeting.
exactly.
The
Right.
only thing that
Correct.
that's different, well, hold on, one change. Instead of paying monthly the fee, we're paying 6 months in advance.
But
That's the
there-
only change, the rest of the contract is exactly the same, so.
See, I don't recall seeing a contract before, maybe I had asked the question, is this less expensive than we were paying before, and is it better service? And the answer was yes on
Well,
both counts.
We all have a
but-
contract at the last meeting.
Well, then
Yeah.
that's my fault for not seeing all of it, but reading it closely here, there are some items that I have concerns about.
It's not a long contract, so why don't we get it, let's get
You
moving.
read, it's 3 pages.
Okay.
But I don't think we can say anything, because the individual that gave us this wants this, not what we want.
Right.
That's the idea, so we decide to say something, we can vote on this. That's why I,
Well, we can vote on it if we agree to everything, because
Yes, yes,
I,
yes,
the,
yes.
the last page is the only thing that was different than the one that we already voted to approve, other than payment. So the only thing that's different, I sat down with the attorney and the owner of the company, or the individual representative of the company, and we came up with this rider that I felt would satisfy
It helps to protect the building.
exactly.
But it's not all that complicated, Dennis has some issues, let's hear them out, and then we can just decide.
Okay, I mean, the first issue Ralph already brought up, and that is, this is requiring us to buy all equipment through him. We don't know if there's gonna be a markup on that, if he's gonna be competitive or what, and that's a concern. The next one. Says it's only covering the equipment we have, but if we added a staff and added some equipment, then the price is gonna change. That wasn't what we had under the prior agreement. There's an optional, there's a charge for service, they call it online service, telecommunication service, which I really don't understand at all why there would be an extra charge for that, because if anything, that could save him a trip coming over. Possibly he can fix it by just taking control of the machine. Why there would be a charge for that, I have no idea.
I think the charge is just to set it up, I already asked him about that.
It doesn't say it's a charge to set it up,
Well, it says it's optional.
but if we wanted it, it doesn't say the charge is a one-time setup charge. And I gotta tell you, I'm not sure why there would be a one-time setup charge. My son does this with his grandfather, and it takes him a second to set it up.
Because I don't know if we have the equipment that you would allow,
You don't need special equipment.
I would allow it, I don't think this is connected to the internet.
Excuse me?
This is not, our server's not connected to the internet.
Well, if it's not.
The individual
you can't do it.
workstations are, the server is
But you
not.
can, but you can get into someone's computer and help them
This is what we,
through the internet.
this is citizen.
What's that?
This is what we voted on. This is
Okay.
what's gonna be-
So I went to software installation is not included. It was included in our prior agreement.
This is like the RFP, this is the actual contract. So it's-
And I don't see any termination on this. It seems like it renews, goes on forever. Where's it say it terminates? It says, what's this asterisk down here? Renewal of this agreement shall take place annually. And it doesn't say give 30 days notice to stop the automatic renewal. I don't see that.
There's something to protect us.
And I don't like contracts that renew automatically anyway. Because sometimes you forget to give notice and then you're stuck.
Does it say what happened?
No, it just says it renews, renewal will take place annually. And the price could change.
And then we can set it up for bid again. But the point
Well,
is,
how do you terminate it? It doesn't say you have to give 30-day notice.
You don't
It doesn't
pay.
renew automatically or
yeah,
what.
say. Which is what the next one said, which is what the writer says, in the event of performance failure.
And on the rider end, we spoke about this. It just says they have to respond, it doesn't say have to fix the problem timely. So I have a lot of issues, and I think this is gonna wind up costing us more after 2 years than it's costing us today.
All right. Anything else?
Well, let me ask a separate question. I mean, the last time we voted, we had like a summary of this, right? Now, we're sort of looking at the actual contract.
Right, the devil's in the details.
No, we just read like an RFP summary, I think. But the question really is what does the actual contract we have from the previous vendor look like when you sort of set it side by side with this contract, right? Because we may find that, we have the same exposure or not.
Well,
We should know, right?
No, we know because we've been dealing with the prior vendor for
Well,
5
we know-
years.
We know experientially, right? Because,
Right.
right, but we don't know, for sure, I think.
Well, you know how I don't think the other contract really addressed these items like that, if I recall correctly, but it's been 5 years, so I don't trust my memory on it. But I think what's more important, in business, I don't know how, if you guys act the same way, but usually when we sign a contract with a vendor, we hope we never have to pull it out again to get into this type of thing, and that there's a good working relationship, and you know how each party is going to perform and react. Because if you have to take the contract out of the drawer and go through this, then you probably have a problem.
Well, this goes back to my original email, right, which is, you can't sort of agree your way out of a character, issue, and like, so that should have come out in the due diligence, right? In the sense that, I'm sure we did we do references, Lisa, do we do references?
Yes,
And they were positive,
yes.
right? Ralph, you have a comment?
No, they're compounded. I know the gentleman a long time, yes. He's been doing a lot of years, well-known, well trustworthy, I believe. Like I said, I was concerned about the cost of certain things, and I don't want the village to be liable to pay for something that possibly we could pay someplace else.
And I'm also concerned that if, you have faith in your service, why won't you accept a 30-day cancellation, and why won't you accept being paid monthly? I just don't understand this.
Well, Tony, does the monthly and the 6-month have any value of law? Do we have to do, I know I have a stickle thing about paying things ahead of time, as I've been talking for many times on the bills we've been paying. So my question is, if somebody has a contract for like $1,000, $1,200 a year, and we pay $600 6 months and $600 the second month, we'll pay $100 each month. What is the law on either way?
I would prefer to see the village pay it on a monthly basis. I would prefer that as the attorney.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
don't like to pay the bills.
That's what I was thinking too. And like I said, the gentleman is a resident of our village, and
Where do you see in the contract that we have to pay for
We have to purchase through them.
It's in there.
Where?
You know, I'm just scanning it out.
Does any equivalent parts stated above,
What page?
page 1? Where the asterisk toward the bottom, any equivalent parts stated above due to complete failure.
It's hardware
not
diagnosing.
covered- Not covered expressly but for manufacturer or replaceable by us in this agreement, with the exception of any gold
That
printed.
doesn't mean we have to buy all the parts from them. It just means that he won't cover it. So, that's,
As the.
Well, it doesn't cover them,
Their
that,
contract, I didn't cover that either.
I'm sure it didn't, but what happens is, nobody covers parts that they don't purchase. The warranty should cover it, when the warranty expires,
Yeah, that
they
makes
can't
sense.
cover it. So, that's just a
That
natural
makes sense. They're not gonna cover stuff.
course of
Yeah.
computer equipment, I mean,
but
I don't see
he,
an
but
issue
he should cover the service of it. Say, okay, we buy
it
a
is
part
covered in his monthly maintenance.
Well, if he didn't buy the part, I'm not so sure about that.
Alright, let's put that aside for a second. Lisa, how much are we saving?
$5 a month.
No, what was it going up? What was
Oh.
the new one, we're saving like,
I think it's 300 or 400 a year.
Right, 385,
Yeah.
and now it's 342.
so we're saving $40. $40 a month.
So,
Which is 400.
almost $500.
Right, after 5 years.
So,
Okay, so I think the biggest issue then is the timing of payment.
But that's one big issue. The cancellation is an issue.
Lisa, you're here 8 months?
Adding equipment's an issue.
8 months you
What if
got.
it goes up $100 a month?
Have you had any problems
We had
in
two,
telling them
two stations.
before? First,
Yeah, but I'm not so sure you didn't have
Getting
that
them-
before.
yes.
So we added stations
Yeah, a little
before, it
bit.
never went up.
We made time, time frame.
Where do you see that?
No, that definitely, I understood.
Second page, A.
I mean, it's smart on their part to put that in because, you know, they're doing an estimate based on what you have here. They're doing an estimate based on what you have here today. You double the size of the village hall.
Yeah, I can
theory-
understand that, but if you had one workstation like for a part-time code enforcer, I don't expect it to go up.
was that in the original
I don't think it was.
thing?
In the
He
RFP
has
thing?
one.
Ralph's
He
got
has
it.
it, blame me.
Oh, I just know you have it, that's all. I know you have it offhand. Oh, it's just numbered. We don't have two servers. I think it's just numbered. And they just use brackets instead of 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, no, these are not specifically,
Yeah.
this is not specific equipment.
Yeah, so
These
so
are
where do
just
you
the
get that he's only
issues.
like only servicing 4 computers?
I didn't say it was for.
Well,
I don't know how many it is, but it's
where do
saying
you get that?
in number A
Just
on
because it's
page 2.
additional?
Yeah.
But doesn't tell you,
It doesn't say what we have.
yeah. So, alright. He's seeing what's here.
What's that?
He's seeing what's here. Honestly, if we add anything, he's not gonna charge any more anyway.
But it doesn't say that. I would like the contract to reflect what we expect.
Okay.
And what about adding software? What's the charge for that?
Alright, anything else? That's it? Does anyone want to make a motion to pass this? Because I don't feel like spending any more time on this, and
Yeah, I
the
just wanna-
computers need to be attended to. Right
I
now,
just
we
wanna-
have no contract.
Yeah, so I just wanna hear from Lisa or something, because, you know, I wanna hear from the people who actually have to deal with this stuff, right, on a daily basis, right, so. It's on, I don't know why you can't hear me, but I think I talk, speak loud enough. So, Lisa, in the interview process, right, putting aside the fact that we're gonna save, maybe save $500, right? But in the interview and reference process, what came across regarding sort of customer service, attention to detail, response time. How did you feel about that?
All of his references were at least 5 years or more, all outstanding performance-wise. He is a village resident, so in order for him to get here, chances of him getting here where the other vendor was over an hour away,
Right,
chances are a much quicker
Like
turnaround time
that,
to correct the
good.
problem.
were the references folks that he gave you, or were we able to sort of do any other independent checks?
He provided the references, we called.
Oh, you called, okay. Well, I like that he's here. All right, I'm ready to vote, let's go.
All right, so do I have a motion to amend the resolution 152689 pertaining to accept the revised proposal from Fresh Ideas Consultants to provide computer services for the Village of Airmont for a 1-year contract at an annual rate of $4,140 with the ability to cancel for performance failure as per the rider?
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Moved by trustee Valvo, seconded by trustee Marchesani. Any more discussion?
Just the only question, this is 6 months we're paying.
Correct.
Is there any way we could do month to month, as the attorney said?
He said no.
That's what he is.
That's why I added the rider.
He said no.
That's why I added the rider.
What happens if we say no, if he doesn't want the business then?
You can just vote it down.
Well, let me ask this question, I know you wanna get on with this, but shouldn't the advice of the attorney be more potent to this board than us individuals as trustees and mayor to make a decision to use taxpayers' money appropriately? I mean, I understand what you're saying, I'm not disagreeing, but,
What's the legal, you're probably right. What's the legal issue though that the attorney should weigh in on?
if the attorney feels that the village is more safe by having month to month, let me just say this, and like I said, I know Louis very well. What happens if something happens to him? Who does the work?
You can cancel a contract.
No, that's not the issue.
He's gotta go, I mean, he has to perform or he has a service failure. He said that if he goes out of business,
No,
he has to give
something
it
gets
to.
hurt, something gets hurt. Talk about something
Same
unfortunate.
thing, yeah, he has to give it to somebody else.
Or does he have to, well,
He has
do
somebody
we
else.
want somebody else, or do we want us to decide on somebody else? See, I don't want somebody telling me that I can't do it no more, I'm in business, I'm gonna give it to, you. They don't I don't think that's appropriate. I think there should be some kind of person that we agree to, if something happens, I'm hoping it never happens. I mean, I'm just saying, I know we didn't do it with Charlie, but my concern is always being certain what we're gonna do.
So, I really would like to get this done, but we could make this contract non-assignable.
No, we can't. You have to vote on the contract, we have to go over and do it again.
No, I understand. In theory, though,
It's a
right?
1-year contract.
It's 1 year, that's right, it's not a 5 year.
It's not a long-term
It's 1 year,
contract.
you get to
So
look
you
at
get
it
someone
again.
else next time.
I think I wrote this in my email, it's 1 year, so your risk is like a win.
I don't think that, well, let me back up. I never said it was a risk. I only wanted to make sure the village was safe in spending the money appropriately. That's what I said from the beginning.
Well, you can never be safe. I mean, if he goes out of business a month after
Right.
and goes bankrupt, you're not gonna get your money back.
Well, that could happen to anybody too, trustee Cohen. My
Except
only-
if you pay month to month, then you have to worry
Well,
about it.
that's where I don't understand what's the difference of month to month to 6 months. That's only I don't understand. And Tony, could you give me some legal reason why somebody would want, other than having money in their pocket, and it's only 1 year? So, in my opinion, if I wanna do business with the village, I wanna be with us long, so the village says month to month, what would be the difference of me waiting each month for 6 months to get $1,000, or get it each month, $100, let's say?
It depends on the economics of the situation, but for all intents and purposes, it's a 1-year contract, so if the fella doesn't work out,
That's not the question. That's not the question. Don't attorney me. I'm asking a simple question. I've been around a long time. I'm asking the question, what is the difference of getting paid 12 payments or 2 6-month payments? That's what I'm asking. I mean, it's a 1-year contract, you're saying.
it's the same,
Is
it's
it
the
maybe-
same amount of money, bottom line.
But what would a person feel not to do that? And he's a resident and a friend of mine.
I don't
Just
know.
helps, it just helps his cash flow, that's it.
I'm sorry?
Helps his
No,
cash
no,
flow.
no, hold on a second, no, it does help this cash flow, that's true. However, right, there's a significant amount, I think for anybody who's gonna sort of maintain all this equipment, there's a significant amount of ramp-up time, right? So if you're this person, you don't wanna enter into a contract and then get canceled out of it 30 or 60 days later, after we've had to spend all this time to sort of ramp up, right? That's a fair, I mean, I think that's sort of fair.
So what you're saying, there's more involved in the first 3, 4, 5 months than in the 6th month or the 12th month going forward? Okay, I understand, thank you.
All right, then you can always pay the first quarter in advance and then go month to month.
You could, if this was like a 5-year contract, I might feel a little bit differently, but it's a 1-year contract, right? I think we're fairly certain he's not going out of business in the next 3 months, right? And so, if he doesn't perform, you get to cancel the contract. Tony, you're right, you'd have to go to court, maybe, if you didn't refund your money. But then we're at risk for, on average, it's probably 60 to 90 days worth of risk. And if we feel good about the person, and he's local, and we're gonna get better service, I think it's worth the risk.
Okay, I have another question for Tony, which I brought up before. When does this terminate? What about the renewal? I don't understand.
The language in that paragraph is very poor, with respect to renewal, but it's a one-year contract.
Not automatic.
It's not an automatic renewal.
I hate poor language in contracts.
I do too.
Because you go to court, you know what happens, right?
But
I can't see anybody going to court over
not over this, not to claim it was an automatic renewal, especially in a 1-year contract when we have not been automatically renewing.
It just says it's gonna take place. To me, that's automatic, it takes place.
Okay, anything else? Move on. All right, all in favor?
Take a roll call.
No.
Okay, roll call, Lisa. And state your, would you mind just stating your reasons? Because last time when she had to go to the minutes, it was a lot to listen to. So if you could just be clear with your reason why you're voting no, that'd be
Trustee
great.
Bracco,
Yes.
trustee Valvo,
Yes.
trustee Marchesani,
Yes.
trustee Cohen.
No, do I have to list all these reasons again?
Please, yeah,
Simplify
please
it.
do it, because it would be much easier for the village clerk.
Okay, payment in advance is an issue for me. The renewal wording is an issue. If we add equipment, there's extra charges. There's extra charges for installation of new software.
No, I'm only joking.
That's probably sufficient.
Okay. I don't have to vote, so motion carries. Okay, get out of here.
Now we can let him
Come on,
go, but
kids.
we have to sign.
Oh, we got
Everybody pick somebody.
Why not?
your room, though.
Wondering why everybody's here.
Monday.
On Monday, I don't know what.
But the quarter must be getting up.
Yeah.
We have no paper?
Okay. Have a good night. Make sure you grab a copy of the agenda. If you don't get it, you can
I just heard about this, why does Lynchburg count for 5 I think it's what you did on the bottom.
Okay.
I'm going there.
I just heard about this.
in Salisbury, I know.
I heard it's Lynchburg count for 5. I just heard it. High school, for the high school.
I just heard.
Alright, that's just Lynchburg counts for 5. No idea.
Okay.
Alright. Well, now we get into discussions.
Well, yeah, let's go.
Tolman Fire.
Well, let me start before. I had, it's gonna be a problem. I had put some on the agenda for the court clerk to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, let me finish. Lisa, put it on the agenda. and then Lisa sent another agenda back, when I picked up here without it. Now, as a trustee, so we're aware of this, each one of us know, you're allowed to put stuff on the agenda. Now, if Lisa had some concern, Lisa, nobody else on the board, that maybe the court clerk couldn't come, or there was a problem, the right way of doing it is basically telling the person that put it on, ask if they can move it over, and see how we can work it out, and then notify the rest of the board, plus the mayor. Now, this is not the first time, this is the second time, and I really like to make sure that it doesn't happen again, because as elected official, not to be rude, I have a right to do things in this board and put things on the agenda, unless, like I said, something comes up and they can't make it. I also asked for 2 resolutions prior to the meeting for the garbage, for IT, which you have tonight, and also, garbage, IT, and, what was the other one we had? CSB, what we did. I wanna see exactly what that resolution was, we made up to settle the case. I didn't receive that either. Is there a reason why, Lisa?
We don't have a resolution, we don't have signed contracts, I told you that.
You gave me signed contracts.
We don't have it, that's
What'd
what
you
I
sign?
gave you, what we have. the
Signed contracts I have, no resolutions.
The resolution on what?
The resolution was to.
On the garbage, on the IT, which I said we have tonight, and also the, I'm getting old. And the, garbage, IT, and, what was the other one?
CSB, no plan.
And the CSB, right. No, not the snowplow, that's in court. Is there, we're supposed to have resolutions to follow with the contracts. I thought, like we said, we passed this.
We did the resolutions were in November.
That's what I'm saying, but she said she don't have them.
Well, she don't have them tonight, I guess, right? What-
No,
what are we doing
no.
tonight for?
I asked her last week if she has a chance, put it in my box before the end of the
I know
year.
you wanted the contract.
Oh.
I got the
alright.
contracts, you gave me two.
I know that, I misunderstood that you
All
wanted
right.
the resolution and the contract. I thought you wanted the contract.
But we have resolutions, that's my concern.
Of course.
Okay, that's all, so I want this, okay, all right.
That's why I couldn't sign the IT one, because I read the resolution, and it said that it had to say 30-day on it. And everyone's like, oh, well, why
Well,
don't you sign it?
see, again, I'm gonna bring up again, if we have documents, instead of going on the email, like I have, we could read them, as we did tonight, as we all talked about, this new one with the pluses and minuses. I find it very hard that we continue to run with emails and not hard copies. If you guys don't want a hard copy, that's well and good, but as a trustee, I like to have the hard copy, so in case, as you just seen my hard copy I gave you for when we had the meeting,
Right.
instead of, it's nice to have. We've been doing it for 21 years. Listen, I'm not telling you 3 guys or 4 guys not to use the email, I would never say that. But I still believe the way the government reads is if people come in, they have a document they can see. They don't say, here, look at my phone. It doesn't work that way. That's what I'm trying to say, and I'm trying to, you were on the board 2 years, Phil, 2.5. You were with us, and we did that way. We never had a problem before. With Ronnie, with Dennis Kay, with Valente. So I just think we should continue, I could be able to be continuing now. So I'm asking, not asking, I'm really saying that I'm entitled to it, basically.
Ralph, I mean, all the resolutions are in the minutes too. So you have copies of all the minutes when I give you the.
When we
agenda.
make resolutions here, they're not signed. These are resolutions that are up for discussion and vote. When the mayor signs it, I like that resolution signed. It's a document. That's what I'm asking. And the second thing is, why did,
Her mother died.
I'm sorry, okay. See, that's all I would've needed. I have no problem. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we got a call from, I think it was John Hawk again, asking us to revisit, oh no, this is, yeah, it's John Hawk. Asking us to revisit, Mountain View again.
He was supposed to be here.
Was it John? Yeah,
The turnaround.
he was supposed to be here, wasn't he?
He said he was gonna come, but.
Okay, why don't we table it then, because.
Can I
Let
just
him
say
explain
something?
it to us.
Let me say
It's
this.
been going on for a long
This is
time.
gonna cost us money. You know, the guy Pat that lives on the end, that I went over there with Eve when I was liaison and looked at the property, he was willing to do that. But
Yeah, no, he's willing to rent like an easement.
yeah, but it's not as easy as everybody thinks. It's a small road. It's just like we did with Cobblestone Lane. That road been there for the town of Ramapo. We never did it. It should never been made that way. It's really very small for garbage trucks to go up or fire trucks.
So just for these guys, because they weren't here, we did this in 2013, we went over this.
And we put the signs up for them. We put up 6 signs.
We ended
to
up
go
putting
around
no
the turn.
parking signs
Right,
because they were
exactly.
blocking. Okay.
You know, like I said,
Then you were both here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were in the audience, oh, okay, I was gonna say, alright. Anyway, Mountain View dead ends, it was just a paper street that's supposed to go to Airmont Road, it was supposed to. They never finished it, whatever, they did what they had to do over there. Anyway, long story short, fire engines are having trouble turning around in the back, so they back out the whole way. They've been doing this since 1991, at least.
That's what the town did, really.
So anyway,
Here's what I would suggest, just for the record. Again, I don't know if it's gonna cost us money. Have the engineer, see what it's gonna cost us before we do it. What would it cost us to make a turnaround there? Get all the particulars before we talk about this, and then we can say, you wanna spend 8,000, 20,000, and then go with it. I mean, but if it's gonna cost us money for the engineer to do it,
you know, that's a good idea, and actually, I think even further on top of that, we might wanna wait for a year that we're gonna pave that road, and then do it all at once, and it might be way cheaper.
as long as we have the numbers. If you have
Right,
numbers.
right, but we wait for a year that's
Oh,
planning
yeah,
on being
yes,
paved,
oh,
I don't
yeah.
think it's gonna be paved, it's not gonna be paved this year, I don't think
No.
it's pretty high up there, but, I would like to table it, I mean, if it keeps getting brought up, I'd like to table it for when John comes to the meeting to explain it to us, so, I mean.
Well, can we still, this is a long time, this is from, what year?
13.
This is 3 years. I still would say, if you wanna call Eve and Brian, because Eve went out with me twice, we put the signs up. If she could give us a rough, you don't have to give them a proposal that's gonna cost us maybe $300-400. What would it cost to do what you want? Speak to Paul, not Paul, his name is,
Chris, the new guy?
no, the guy down on the end of the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
The resident of 19 Mountain View?
Yeah, 9 on the right.
Mazzolati?
Yeah, but his first name, I'm trying to think of his wife and him.
John?
Huh?
John?
No, John's on this, across the street. He's the guy with the limousine. Oh my God, I can't think of his name. He goes to, well anyway, but see, I would get an idea, so at least we know when they come, they'll listen that what it's gonna cost. I mean, I don't think they expect.
You know what, let's not bad. Lisa, could you send her an email and say, look, what, in your best guess, what do you think it would cost to put in a cul-de-sac?
Exactly.
That's all. And then.
Cause she was there already with us. and
We're
she
not
told
gonna,
me.
well, this is her email. It says, I
Right.
met on the site, 19 Mountain View. He's willing to grant the necessary easement.
Cause they've been in this wall.
But then we'd have to just pave it, but then we might as well just do it when we do the street.
Right.
So, that's, you know, years from now, but.
You would wait, put in the cul-de-sac until you do the paving.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be much less expensive.
Yeah, so maybe when you get the estimates from Eve, you wanna tell her that, scenario.
Oh, yeah, that's true, because she's gonna price it differently.
Right, exactly, right.
It's already there.
Oh, so.
What did it cost us? It cost us like an extra.
Maybe we'll be looking sooner than later then, maybe 2 more years.
It cost us like an extra $8,000 to pave that segment of Provost. So that's about that's even more than a cul-de-sac probably,
Yes.
right? So you're probably $5 grand on top of whatever the road pavement is.
But we need the lawyers to take an easement, we gotta go with them also. You just can't just take their property. You gotta make an agreement, right, Tony?
Yes.
I mean, there's all parts of the equation, you know, to
Just
do that.
explaining to trustee Cohen, it may be very difficult to do an easement. There is a right of way there coming up on the map, but it won't be big enough to do a cul-de-sac. It won't be wide enough.
Wasn't an option one of the emergency gates too? To pave the road through
They don't want,
Airmont
yeah,
Road
I,
Or at least
that's,
gravel it through.
and have
Yeah.
2 emergency gates?
that's be going to the person's new house that's on Utopian. They just put those three houses in that little cul-de-sac, and those people ain't gonna like it, taking after the yards, which
On
should have been
Utopian?
done. See, it should have went out to
I'm
Utopian.
talking here to Airmont.
Oh,
Road.
should have on the right, but
To the right, yes, where the O&R poles
Should have
are,
went this way.
yes.
I meant meet Utopian,
Right,
but they got
exactly.
4 houses. See, 2A, 2B.
Right, but if you go right through here.
That's their backyard, of the ones in the back.
Yeah, but technically it is a paper street though.
No, I'm you're right, but go and tell the people that.
I think we do it a cul-de-sac, and if we get a price from, a rough estimate from Eve, what it might cost, you know, with the knowledge that it may be done within the next 3 years, because Mountain View is a 5.
3 years at time of paving?
Yeah, probably, yeah, exactly.
You may wanna ask her maybe if a T is more feasible.
Yeah.
Probably less expensive.
So ask her what a cul-de-sac or a T, actually don't even bother with the cul-de-sac, because we're not gonna get that. T is all we're gonna get.
T is what you're gonna
You'd
get.
have to
So
fit
just a
cul-de-sac.
T. In, yeah. Yeah, no way, it's tremendous.
T is gonna be less space.
Alright, let me get out of here. Alright, so then just table this for, or you know what, table this for the next time John Hawk can come and talk about it.
Why don't we just table it till the workshop in February, not the monthly meeting? So if you don't come, then make it for the next workshop in
Okay,
March.
so February.
So that's the 16th.
Oh yeah, that's right, Monday's, thing, holiday.
February the 15th,
16, we're off on the
16th,
15th.
we're off on the 15th.
right?
We're off for my birthday. I gave the country off. Is it really? Okay, request from, then we get this request from the owner of the Airmont Shopping Plaza to reduce the fire inspection fee for the vacant unit, which represents hardship to the owner.
No way. No way. Well, let me ask you a question. Didn't you guys go there and make a big shopping center you put on Facebook? That whole, what happened?
I don't know, it has anything to do with this.
This is the guy who owns the property. He says it's a hardship.
No, I know.
So, he's supposed to make a big shopping
I
center.
didn't write the letter.
No, you said it had nothing to do with this. I'm saying that whole beautiful thing he wants to do.
Yeah.
Well, I told you
That's
before,
his
so I
plan.
reckon, he had a tenant. He had more than one tenant. So he's being a little, I'm gonna say, particular on what he wants there. I'll tell you now, I had the college to go there for the, what's it called now? Come on, Robbie. For the mechanics. They wanna put a mechanic shop there downstairs, and upstairs they're gonna make offices. But they only wanted a 10-year lease. What his rent wanted and what they wanted couldn't. They went to Orangeburg. They spoke to Dr. Woods, the president. So we had opportunities there. I'm gonna meet with also Al Samuel, the ones that with the RBA, see if we can do something on the
That's this week.
7th. Well,
Are you going to the?
yes, the 7th, yes.
At the bar? I mean,
Restaurant.
Right,
Right.
right,
Yeah,
right.
Congress.
Yeah. It's only at nighttime, I can't go during the
are
day.
you gonna go?
Yes,
I think we're gonna go there too then.
Yeah.
That's this Thursday.
yeah,
then.
$35.
Yeah, that's great, alright, yeah.
And basically, I would send them back, tell us, why is it a hardship when you had multiple people, even Al Samuel tried to go there. Matter of fact, the one gentleman, he wanted to
How
buy
much
it.
money are we talking, how much money are we talking about? What's this?
$750 to $70.
That's a hardship?
10 units?
That's what it says
No,
here.
from 750.
750 to 75. He's saying because it's empty, there's nothing in there. But we go by square footage and not code.
Alright, so it seems like everyone's against it, so, alright, let's move along.
But let's send him a nice letter. Well, let me back up. Did we send a letter to Cobblestone, the 7 houses?
Yes.
Okay. So just send a letter saying that, when we see this, we know you have a hardship. Maybe you wanna give the village your property and we'll take it over.
Maybe you just wanna rent it.
Maybe just put the request has been denied. That's it. That's simple.
75.
Okay, oh, there it is, yeah. Okay, moving on to the vouchers. Do I have a, motion to approve vouchers in the amount of $427,768.85?
There were a couple of questions.
Well, we can do motion
Okay.
and discuss.
Alright,
we
so
got motion?
moved. So moved.
Trustee Cohen, moved. Anyone second?
Second.
Marchesani, second. Okay, any discussion?
I'll go very quick, because I know Paul wants to talk. I'm gonna vote no again on the vouchers again, because of a simple reason, which I see in the contract here, with a lot of payments that are out, I'm not gonna say specifically. I highlighted them, and, I also have a problem with the contracts that we settled with certain people, I don't know if I can say it, and the reimbursement of what they owe us, which is not up to date. It's up until, I think, February, Lisa, well, I should pull it out. The payments for all the necessary, I'm gonna say it, necessary things that we purchased in our contract for the village. You gave me the papers of that, now I gotta find what I did with it. Lise? Right, is it February the payment's up to? Or March, maybe even March. Because we have all of this year that's not paid, which is money, and, we paid him, and again, I'm gonna say it on the record. His contract says 10 days after the month he finishes, not before. We paid him before, I know he's gonna cash it in January, but checks should not be cut unless the way the contract is written. Tony, is that correct or incorrect?
I assume I know what you're talking about. I don't see where
Well, we paid him for January yet.
Yes, we did.
In here.
No, December we paid him for.
We paid him for last year.
December, it's not over. Now it is.
Oh, okay.
Right, no problem. But he hasn't paid of all 2015 bills.
Right, he's gonna pay that, that's part of the stipulation.
But he gave us money for all before.
When did we give him the payment for
They only hold it once.
last year?
He's not cashing it until, I have his check, he's not cashing it until probably either today or tomorrow. 5 days after Alex works, as per the stipulation.
So like,
They get, I did all my questioning today when I was here, so.
My question was answered.
Okay, so you're just gonna blanket vote against?
Well, because you can't take it out, because you can pay them already. You got $365,000 in there. I'd rather just vote no. I'm only one vote, you don't need me.
Nope. Any more questions? Discussion?
Dennis would like to know what my question was, and it was in regards to the seminar for Roy, Ian, and Kim, and it's the only day that is given, so.
It's the same thing for
I
the
would
three, I guess 3 years that this has come across like that, this is the 3rd year in a row now? It's the same thing every single year. I did the same thing every year.
I have a loaded question on that. Tony,
I'm listening, I'm here.
could we pay for anything in the village, anything, with taxpayers' money without a resolution?
We should have been.
So the answer is no. Thank you, okay. My question would be for that, because we've been doing it, not this board, board before, because I said it before and I'll say in the record, there are things that we pay for in this village that I believe, from sitting here 8 years now, almost 9, that there's no resolution for. And we could discuss it in executive session, which I think it's personnel, and it pertains to employees, so, again, we could change it, make a resolution and go forward, because we've been doing it, I have no problem with that either. But the fact is, you just can't pay for something without, like what Trustee Cohen is saying, without having any guidelines of how we're doing it. It's a formula, go, like we said, we did, you're right, we always agree. It's just like we did with the court. We didn't make her go to a seminar where the judge thinks that was important. So I like to really, and I said it before, and I didn't do it in the budget, put in the budget what Lisa's department could have in contractual that she could use without us, which it's in there, the courts, the building inspector, the building department, and the thing. So that now, we all have to do is make a resolution from Lisa's telling us that we allocated $1,000 to do A, B, and C. The board makes a resolution, we do it. So the money's there, it's not that we're creating a hardship to the taxpayers, it's not there, we're not doing that. And there's a lot of that, Phil, a lot of things like that's not done. And I'll give you, for instance, you and Ronnie and Valente passed a resolution to pay the extra money. But did you say how much money? No, I have the resolution. It's just to pay for da-da-da-da. So these things should be addressed at our board meetings so that people know that we spent the money properly and it's done. That's all. It's nothing it's like keeping house in order. You follow me? Or making sense? Do you understand what I'm saying, Tony?
I understand.
That's what I'm saying. It's just, it makes it go forward easier for Lisa, so she has it. Because I was gonna ask her tonight publicly, could you give me a total amount of money that we paid to the employees that was not used in their duties of their services in the 52 weeks here? In their vacation, in their time and all, total amount, do you have a number?
Yes,
What is that?
I don't have it.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Well, I just, I don't know, I'm
You
sorry.
gotta email that to her
No, no,
during
no.
the week.
No, I'm gonna say what, because I'm gonna say what I figured out, what you gave me, I could be wrong, it's about $7,000.
What? That'd be a lot
Is that
more than
about
that.
your payout? Is that what you're referring to?
No, it's not that much, no, about
For
$7,000.
unused vacation and unused.
Well, not
sick leave,
everybody has a lot,
I
you
bet
had to li-
it's between 15 and 20,000.
I think it's 13, so I have it.
is it that much?
Uh,
Okay, I didn't use that much, okay. No
Okay,
problem.
okay, any more discussion?
Just one on the cell phone bill, and I think I had asked this last month, it's not a big deal, but would it be cheaper, since we only have one phone on this contract, to go prepaid or some other method? Because you only use 53 minutes.
We looked into it, but there's other stuff coming down the pipe, so I'll explain that to you later.
Okay.
Alright, we good? Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion and one, I'm sorry, one, Ralph Bracco was a no, please. I mean, trustee Bracco was a no. Okay, minutes, we got the, November minutes to approve with the adjustments. Did you guys look at the adjustments?
I'll put in bold.
So. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of November 16th, 2015? These are the ones that we moved and.
I'll make that motion.
Seconded, and then there was just the two denials, on the budget. Okay, motion made by trustee Bracco,
Second.
seconded by trustee Marchesani. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next is approval of minutes from December 14th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Who moved it?
Thank you, trustee
I
Cohen.
did.
Thank you, trustee Valvo.
Okay, only one question I have before I goes on page 3.
Okay. Discussion, page 3.
The motion carried 3 in favor, 1 opposed. Who's the opposed? Mayor
Who's
Gigante?
this?
Now, there's supposed to be 5 of us here, and there's only 4. And my calculation is supposed to be 4 and 1, but maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, on the top. Approval of vouchers.
Okay.
I oppose Ralph Bracco, so my name should really be there, I'm sorry.
But,
Why is only 3 approved it?
I mean, I just didn't even vote, I mean, it doesn't have to.
Vote.
Four can be, I just didn't
No, you didn't vote.
That's all.
Okay, all right. So you can put my name, Ralph, there, because it should be there.
Your next
It is.
next.
You're on the
Bracco
name.
stated.
There's nays, Bracco
Bracco
stated
stated.
it doesn't agree with paying upfront
Oh,
for
okay,
Brian.
all right, I'm sorry, you're right.
Alright, anything else? All in favor? Aye, motion carries. And, okay, mayor's report, I'd like to get the newsletter out. Does anybody have a problem? Would anybody have a problem submitting their trustee corner articles by, the workshop, the next workshop? I know yours is done.
I have no problem.
Yeah, yours is.
I have to be revised.
Would anybody have an issue when we push it to February? I'd rather not push it off, but obviously, if you know, we just do the
Okay.
holidays.
Okay, could I make a suggestion, because you have a gentleman out there calling for Airmont Day, which is gonna be in May. I think February would be a better day for the newsletter, so that we put everything in it, what he has to add to
Okay.
it. So that we have time for him to
So
add
then-
whatever he has to do.
Well, that's what I want to talk about today then. So then we'll just, that the February, what was it, 7th? That was March 7th. Was it February,
The 1st or the 16th of the meeting.
just to get it out there.
16th
You don't even, I mean,
workshop.
this doesn't have to go into minutes, just,
What we vote on.
if we vote on it, yeah, if I have it all, if we can have your, stuff to me by the February 1st-ish, and then we'll vote on it on the 15th. If I give you 2 weeks to put it together, and then we'll vote on it on the 15th.
Just a reminder for the newsletter to give credit
4 weeks.
to the water wheel for donating the first and second prize for the
Right,
decoration contest.
absolutely. Well, you guys will all see it, so,
Okay.
I can't wait.
When do we say space
Done
for
by
Oh, in the newsletter.
the workshop.
Well, because we
and
might not have-
approved for
We might not have,
Oh.
Mr. Salviani's, like, they might not meet
Dates.
yet, you know,
Yes,
Okay.
I wanna give him some time to
You
meet.
don't vote
I'll let you know
Yeah,
before
I like,
that.
I mean,
Yeah,
that has
I'll
to
let
be-
you know
it
by
has to
the
be
end of the
included.
month.
That's-
As soon as I find out
Make
from
one.
Cherry Lane
Oh.
that that date is good,
From
then
Rambo,
I'll
idea,
go.
Rambo
idea.
Post.
Yeah.
Bring it up in
Yep.
executive session.
Okay, that was the first thing, the second thing, that $9,000, grant for the building department,
Mhm.
that was from, Assemblyman Chaffee's office?
Correct.
Okay, and we received it, correct?
We'll receive the approval, so now I have to do the application and send it back, and then they'll
Oh,
send
okay,
it
so we're
back.
closer, okay,
Correct.
okay, just, alright, I thought we actually got the money in, but, still wanted to thank her,
What was the grant for?
for the building department, so,
Anything specifically?
what
Or
we
just
applied for was, basically tablets mobile tablets and printers, so that the building inspector can give his approvals or whatnot, or violations or whatever on the spot. And same with the
There's a list of things
code
that we.
enforcement, there's a whole bunch of other things in there too.
Could I ask
Other
a
computer
question
equipment.
again? I know I'm the bad guy on the board. Where's the resolution for that?
I don't know, it's like 10 years old.
Who's the 10 years old?
It's an old one.
From 2013.
I'm sorry? You have a resolution from 2013?
The grants, for the grant?
No, for the tablet specific.
We
When
don't-
she goes for, Sylvia goes out, we allow her to go out for grant exposure, to go find out.
No, we didn't
We
spend it
haven't
yet.
spent the money.
That's just what we were
You
earmarking it for.
received $9,000
No, we didn't
Right.
get, we got the
Right to grant.
approval,
for $9,000.
right, so we
So-
have to fill out the application,
But the
and
$9,000 was approved for what?
I have a list of items that was.
There was that list approved by the board.
Yes,
You say yes?
I say yes.
Okay, so where's the resolution?
I don't know. I don't have it.
Go
It's
with
3 hours.
You can't expect them to produce it in
Yeah.
2 seconds.
No, I know, okay.
We got the grant, obviously there's a resolution.
No, I'm just telling you, we've been doing a lot of
They're
things.
willy-nilly
It's
giving out
nice-
grants
it's
these
nice-
days?
It's nice to get money because it doesn't work, but,
Anyway, let's thank, we'll take a.
so $9,000 is going for 100% for the building department, you're saying?
That's only for the building department.
And could you tell me specifically where you get it? That's in this big list.
When we get it, I'll let you know.
The list, not the money.
I have a list of the items.
The list, yeah.
I have a list of the items,
Could you put one in my box? Okay, thank you.
Better be considered for.
correct.
All right, that's it.
What about, speaking about grants, remind me,
No
The
movement,
general.
no movement.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Which means what they don't have to
We're waiting for them.
Coming up now. Actually, I'm gonna ask it.
Means we'll have a
I'm
generator
gonna do a
when health,
preemptive
when
ask.
health freeze is over.
All right, one more thing, Tony Cheeseman, how we doing with that?
Cheeseman's still pending, I
Okay.
have to get together with Ken Moran and go into the county treasurer's office with him. The
Okay.
trouble is getting both of us to get time to get over there.
And
The house.
yeah.
I sent an email to the buyer's lawyer today, and I got an email back, surprisingly. They are anticipating that they should get a commitment within the next few days.
Where are we, it was a
The
90
one
day?
thing we need to do with the electrician,
What did
we
we
get
get
the
them,
whole
a 90
electrician,
day?
get the UL certificate.
Roughly
You did.
45
I have been to.
I talked to him today, he didn't have it, so just to let you know, if you can,
Yeah,
get with him and have him close that out.
They're the first.
No, that's all right, there's only 2 things that you closed out, that, and I just, we're done. It's okay, there's no violation.
You finished?
We should be
I'm done.
closing by
I have
January.
one minor point.
I got a bunch.
If things are not going, it seems to be going.
And this is always a pet peeve with me, but again, over the weekend, the thermostat in this room was set at 69, and this is over a long weekend. And it's just a waste of energy and a waste of money. And we purposely got those boxes to turn it down, which prevented me from turning it down, because I couldn't find the key in the closet.
I'll speak to the staff, make sure they're more careful. Okay.
Okay, Lisa gave me a thing I asked about the streetlights, so we understand. It's not 2 streetlights per year, it's 4, number 1. Number 2 is, it doesn't say how often somebody could go, which I think we should really amend this to make sure that a resident can only apply once a year, Lisa. It doesn't say once a year in here, you notice that?
We should make a motion, we should do a.
What I'm saying, so that, because I heard all you guys, Dennis and everybody, go back again, get people to sign. You said, well, they may not have moved, so what do you want to do it again for, remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
So my thing is, maybe we'll just bring this up one day and
Why
amend
don't
it,
you,
just,
Just do it now.
well, we can do it in,
it's just a one,
put
it's
it out
just,
for a workshop.
okay, it's just a one line, it's just amend that.
Codify the 75%, because I don't think we codified 75%
No, you didn't,
either.
no.
No, I remember we discussed it, and
Yes.
it was in the minutes.
Right.
We didn't actually put the number in the minutes either, because I remember the number is in my notes, but,
Right,
I remember me and you were talking about it.
All right, so we'll bring it up
75,
and we'll put this
so-
on the workshop.
That's fine, we can
okay?
codify that, I was thinking about doing
Yes,
that, put it on the
yes,
workshop, that's a good idea.
Okay, where am I at now? Okay. Okay. Westgate, you just asked him about Westgate, we don't got nothing with that yet again. Where am I at?
Village Hall.
Oh man, what the hell am I talking about? I just lost my train of thought.
We should come up with a list of, it's probably on your thing here, but we should, and we've talked about this, but we really should come up with a definitive list of capital improvements that we need to make.
It's on for the workshop.
It's in the process.
Yeah. And then we can all discuss
Yeah,
what the
we'll
most.
discuss.
Union, any of you union?
Not at
Hello?
this- Not at this point,
No,
not at this
I
point.
guess we're gonna go to jail with that, okay. Okay, a couple of important things. Kim has been bothering me, and I guess he spoke to you, Mayor. We don't have smoke detectors in here, or in the senior room, or upstairs, in case of a fire. We don't also have, for the alarm guy, this John, we don't have I have the pull stations downstairs for the answer system, not hooked up to not hooked up to fire department, which they're on my dining today, because they did mine. And they said it's only a wire to just hook it up to the thing. Can we find out why he's not doing it?
Because he hasn't come back here. I have a proposal sitting on my desk. He's
What
supposed-
proposal?
I have all of the requests from the
But it's a what, but
fire
we,
inspector. I
but we're
know.
municipal, should have been done.
John, I call him every month. He
If
tells
then-
me I'm coming in this week.
then he's not good either. Get rid of him.
I'm coming in this week and he hasn't been here.
Well,
It's his system though.
no, it's not.
The alarm system's not his?
Yeah, it's got anybody, got it, no, that's not the point is I found out, which I didn't know, because I was the one that put the answer system and all, that it's supposed to hook up to 911. Tony could relate to this, an attorney. If we have a fire here, we're not getting paid, because it's not hooked up. Those are, I mean, the thing will work, it's not gonna burn, but it's supposed to be hooked up to 911. Any commercial building, he was showing me in my report, my diner, where you're supposed to, I said, I didn't know that. But I know Kim has been working on this for months with John, and it should be,
Well, that's actually, that, it is being worked on with John.
but it's gotta be done. This is about 6 months.
You can't make someone call you back, I mean, you can call people.
Excuse me?
You can call people, you can make them call you
If you don't
back.
pay his bill, you see him come. He lives in a village too,
Don't pay,
John.
don't pay his bill.
But he lives in a village, and he's very busy. He has a place in Suffolk on, over, listen, I'm just telling you, do what you gotta do, okay, you can do that, it's up to you guys.
Why don't we place a call to him and tell him,
She does it all the
we're not gonna pay him if he doesn't come?
But he lives in a
Lisa.
village.
time. Lisa threatened not to pay him.
Okay.
Somebody comes.
Okay. My other thing is, I know I voted for the lights for the houses. Who voted for the lights to be, one of the nicest?
Oh, you know the names? I don't know if they wanted to know.
Well, who paid?
They were.
I thought it was us.
They emailed me. I asked them.
They email you again. Because I went around with my wife, and there was a lot of beautiful lights. I mean,
Yours were counted. I sent Lisa an Excel spreadsheet. There were 5 voters, right? 6 voters.
Well, Ralph was
Judges.
six.
Ralph was six judges,
oh, wait, none of you guys did it?
all children.
I called you to meet me, you didn't call me back.
I'm just kidding.
I was away.
Okay, yeah, cool. But I want my wife, like I said, I think next year, which would be a much better thing to do, is us going out and send an email, we're gonna go out and take pictures of people's houses. Cause I can tell you honestly, I went around for 3 hours, and I'll tell you, honestly, true, my wife, I don't have this, which I did a video. It was beautiful, I mean, the places around, all over was really nice, lit up, really nice. There even one on Heather.
I have a feeling next year there's gonna be a lot more entries.
Yeah.
Yeah, but forget about the entries, okay.
Well, that was the point of it.
Yeah, but
It's
some
really
people
nice
don't know.
houses.
It's very hard to let people know. If we go out and say people and take pictures and give, I think it's a beautiful thing. And then I think the other side of the coin,
What we're gonna,
and the other side, let people come here and be
Sure,
recognized.
sure.
Get Channel 12 and give them a certificate, besides what Dennis got. I mean, you gotta,
You know,
we
we're
did-
learning as we go. These are great ideas.
I mean, we did it with those kids. Remember the picture we took of the kids? You know
We'll do it again this year.
what I'm saying?
So actually, this brings me to six things of good. I mean, this falls into the marketing bucket in a lot of ways, right? Because it increases, its visibility across the village, right? Beautification, blah, 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 right? So that's something we sort of need to get back on the agenda. We haven't, because we kind of lost track of it. Airmont Day sort of falls into that as well, right? All those things, and that last sort of element of it is sort of how do we sort of get the message out around the village. We talked about some ideas and whatnot, and maybe we dedicate a piece of the workshop to it.
It's not a bad idea, because along those lines, it might not be bad to assign all those jobs, or everyone, not assign, how about everybody takes the job, or assign, either way.
Yeah, whatever we gotta do.
Like, if you wanna do the marketing and, whatever, now it's getting to the snow, someone wants to deal with the snow, and deal with the road, and deal with the maintenance now, and the newsletter, and there's all different little pieces that we can take that maybe we make, that list is gonna be like 30 things long, but, maybe we divide it up by 5, and we all take 6
It
pieces.
could be 30 things long, and we just need to pick 2
Yeah.
and do them, right? Like
Yeah, right idea.
the decoration contests were good ideas, and they're having an effect, right? Which is great.
Mhm.
I saw the emails that came back from the people who won.
Mhm.
It was unbelievable.
Very nice.
So, we can have a big list, it doesn't
Mhm.
have to be worked on all the time, all at once, we can pick Airmont Day was on the list, that was an important one, we all agreed to that.
No, it's nice that,
Come up with one more idea, add an idea every 6 months, and in 2-3 years, you know, you're
A
gonna
lot of
have,
ideas.
you're gonna have a lot of ideas knocked off the
Yeah.
plate, right?
One of the
Okay.
other ways to communicate with residents, and Doug, you may remember this, is that or I'm making it up. When we approved the sign, the electronic sign for the Tallman Firehouse, I thought they said we could use that. for
They did.
announcements.
Absolutely can.
They did.
Yeah.
And we did, we put the Halloween
we
message
did
on
put the
it.
Halloween message, we didn't put the Christmas one though, I think. I think I-
Okay, let me go back on my journey here. 5 Overbrook, well, you laugh. 5 Overbrook, we had the letters that came for the left-hand turn of speeding. I called safety traffic today, it's $40 I wanna allocate, and let Lisa call them up for a sign that says dead end with an arrow that way, they spoke. There's a sign there already that's on Overbrook, this is when you come down Twin Lakes, it's right here, but the sign's this way. So I'm gonna put a sign here with the arrow going this way, dead end, so nobody goes down. I spoke to the guy at 5 Overbrook, with the dog, had the problem with pictures, so the board allowed me to do that, or to make a resolution.
For $40?
$40.
I'm all for that. It's easy.
Hey,
Alright,
Lisa?
make a resolution.
I don't think we can spend that, we don't make resolutions, under $500.
You just yelled at everybody for not having everything written down, now you want a resolution?
He meant over 500.
Oh, okay.
I don't wanna make resolutions.
I'll make a resolution to approve us, what's it called now? Dead
Dead
end
end sign.
turn on, Twin Lakes and Overbrook. Add it to the pole that's there.
Can the
Oh, if just
existing sign be moved?
No.
No, you need both, you need both of them.
Yeah.
All right, one is coming
It's on the
from,
same pole.
yes.
Same pole, that's what I was
Alright.
But
thinking.
when you come
So
down.
it's only a sign, it's actually, yeah,
It's
you're right.
$40,
Yeah,
but it's a
it's
special
not
sign, you have to,
bad.
I spoke to him, because that's down in the call them, safety traffic, because I asked Tony Champ, he had one, he didn't have one. It's a special one, it's got the arrow going this way, so it shows the dead end that way. So nobody, the cars come down, they don't go down the street by mistake.
So dead end going,
Left. They know already, I called them already today, they're gonna, I just, they'll verify tomorrow in the village. Down in the call.
They
and
used
it's
to make
going
it
on
right,
an existing pole.
Yes,
I got
this is
something.
going right. It's $40, they told me.
I got stuff too.
Okay,
Wait, you made the motion to put the
Yes.
sign,
yes.
alright, anyone second?
Second.
Trustee Cohen second, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright, motion carries.
Where am I, Westgate, you talked to Van Union, I have nothing to do. Let me go towards that. I guess we heard nothing from the lawsuit on the CSB. The lawsuit, not the decision,
Well,
the one for
the
the,
appellate
mean the
division-
actual
the
Article
appellate
78?
division, that case has been withdrawn, that's resolved.
no,
No,
the
it's in the
one
article.
about the contract that we have.
The Article
pending.
78.
The one with Judge Alfieri.
Right,
We're waiting on a decision.
okay, and nobody, did you ever get a response to your letter?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No.
Do you know that the girl that was there is gone?
The clerk?
The
The court.
judges,
The one that, she left June.
She got a job.
She wanted some higher up, so, okay, so let's see, get that, okay, okay, why is, and I said this before, but I'll say it again. When we change meetings, it's not an individual person that changes the meeting, it's the entire board. I think there is a resolution, Lisa, in the thing that each board member gets called, nobody get called, but you get email.
I emailed everybody.
The clerk, you're the mayor. I know you like to be the judge, the clerk, the attorney, the mayor,
Someone's gotta do it.
the husband. But she gets a response all the time. All right, okay. For changing meetings, because I still believe that meeting we had set up for the, what month are we in now? January. We changed the year.
The mistake meeting.
It was not a mistake meeting, because the Holly was the, whatever, Hanukkah, not Hanukkah, 2 days it was, that's what I made the 8th.
No, that wasn't taken into consideration, I looked back at my notes, there was no consideration to a holiday.
So again, then how do we,
It was a mistake, because last year was the 8th. She
Well,
never
just
changed,
change
she never changed the date.
Not me.
And then it created a whole bunch of other problems with
Okay,
people not available
okay.
and whatnot, so.
I'm gonna talk about something, I'm gonna talk about some litigation we have with an individual that lives on our property. If we go to executive session, if you don't mind, I have some ideas to bring up to you.
Well, if you're gonna do that, I think it would be a good idea to invite that person in if he's here.
Well, it's up to the board,
Executive
I mean.
session. Well, I'm suggesting that to the board.
Okay, rental house, the garbage council, okay. And the generator, so the generator, you say that we still have the money in place, coming, but we don't know when?
Correct.
Okay, and did Carlucci follow up to see if we could get it, it's election year?
I keep calling, they just tell me we have to
Okay,
wait for the
okay.
Department of,
And, could I say this? You had said something to me, attorney, about he's not gonna hold it? The
Or
bid?
you to generate the contract, we may have an issue at a certain point.
Do you know when the point is?
Their salaries, the wages that their employees are gonna get is gonna go up in March, I believe, March first.
So before March,
So before March first. We don't have a formal commitment from them.
Well, let me just, I did some work, for the board, so you understand. I could purchase everything that we need without labor and gas and the slab for about $8,000. The same thing he has. Yep.
Oh, for the generator?
Yes, yep. I have all the documents here. I notified them. I got information from them. I was gonna do it once before with the other guy and then. So we have an opportunity, if we decide to do that, we'll go off RFP for just labor. We'll buy the material, and then put the stuff in. No big deal. You can make money on the air condition, on the unit,
Nobody's gonna, yeah.
you know what I mean? We'll purchase the generator, and they'll put the slab in, they'll put the gas in, they'll put the electric in. It'll be a lot cheaper than
Oh,
what we have now, if that,
the gas line.
because we got 50,000 coming, I mean, because we're gonna pay 17% of that, right? Or 18% of that money, we have to pay out of our pocket, yes. All right,
So I have a question though, Ralph.
yes.
With the agreement that we currently have for the installation of the generator, or what we're looking at, they would cover all three of those things, right? But if we purchase it and try to essentially subcontract it out, we need a mason, we need an electrician, and we need a plumber.
Right. Or we could get to one guy that's gonna do everything and do all three, and let him worry about that. I hire Anthony as the electrician, he's gonna hire the mason, he's gonna hire the gas person.
Who handles, so assuming we sub it out, we sort of, in effect, we act as a general contractor, but, which I'm not so sure we should do, but,
We won't do it.
I don't know, I just don't know, I just want the advice.
That's why we're asking the question.
But then, who handles warranty work?
We do, the village, Lisa handles it direct with the company. They give you warranty. I have warranty on my air conditioner, my diner, my house, talking about. You don't have air conditioner in your house? Then you warranty 5 years on your compressors?
Warranty on anymore.
Well, they warranty it.
Central air, no, kind of poor.
I mean, I got a cousin does it for nothing.
That's it.
Alright,
Okay,
let's move along, we got a long executive session.
Oh, no, the wall units that I bought at
House.
Costco 20 years ago that I put in myself.
Okay,
So is the board okay with my recommendation to invite the litigant in to see if we can settle this thing?
Let's talk to the board first, but don't go anywhere. But I'll talk to the board. I think it's a good idea, but none of us have even talked about anything yet.
we email.
I don't email, that's it, I don't email current litigation issues. Alright,
This is
we good, you got more?
No, that's it, no, I'm
Done?
finished.
Anybody else have anything to do? Okay,
I'm finished.
so,
That's that. That's that.
executive session, I have some issues that
Okay, that's it.
need to go over. Okay, do I have a motion to go into executive session regarding, some contracts, litigation, current litigation, and the employment history of a particular individual employee?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Cohen moved, trustee Valvo seconded it at 9:05. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries, we are in executive session. Motion to come out of the executive session at 10, what is that, 15, 18? 10:18, who's the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee
second the
Bracco,
motion.
second, trustee Valvo, no actions or decisions are made, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
10:18 again. All right, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Discussion.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Happy New Year.